Yes. Welcome back, everybody.
Wow.
It looks like we have a good stream right now.
Oh, man.
Hopefully it stays like that.
We've been wrestling with technical difficulties for the past few episodes.
I hope it works, and I hope we're sounding all right there. Let us know, everybody in the chat, if it isn't working out. Other than that, welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming to the show. Thank you for joining us back again. Jump Street episode number 39.
39. Wow, look at that.
Oh, we're almost at level 4.
Season 3, almost at level 4. Like Dave Ortega.
Like Dave Ortega, yeah. And Jacqueline.
And Jacqueline just turned, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Ariel now.
And Ariel.
Shout out to Ariel Saroon.
Happy birthday. Happy belated.
Welcome to level 4.
And happy belated to my wife, who just entered level 3 the other day.
Oh, happy belated.
Okay, we're good. Everyone says we're going good on the stream.
Awesome. How you been doing, man?
I've been good. It's been a crazy busy week.
Yeah,
I know you had a crazy busy week too.
Yes, I did.
Not just weekend, just week in general. Everybody's
crazy week.
Doing this crazy shit. The BPSO just passed.
How
was your BPSO experience this year?
Yeah, it was different than most of the other years because like this year was the only year I didn't judge because
why didn't you judge?
Well, I was supposed to judge, but I was like busy basically doing like all the running around to like get the thing going because it was like a lot of things happened last minute. So I tried to like help build with the box, which was like a lot of obviously complications there.
just like us doing the podcast.
Yeah, it was like everything Blade relating. There was like so many different like complications, but yeah, just trying to like get those things sorted out. And I figured like my efforts would be better spent like in other areas. So.
Oh, okay. So I thought you told me like you were going to judge originally.
Yeah, well, I think the main thing is I overpromised, underdelivered, which sometimes happens. But I was like telling everyone, oh yeah, don't worry, this year we're gonna have like other things on the finals other than what we had the past few years.
Because just to switch it up.
People wanted to see new things, so it was like, a real thing to like try to build everything, and it was getting late, so I decided to go over there and try to.
Contests are never easy to organize anyway. Man.
It's tough on
anybody's front,
Yeah, and it's also in like the middle of the week when like I'm also moving out of my place.
That's what I'm saying.
All these other things. So
everything's happening at once.
It's like personal work and then the contest.
Yeah, of course, everything's gonna happen at once, right?
Of course, yeah.
It was a fun event though, nevertheless.
It was good, man. The finals was amazing. What did you think?
Oh, it was sick. We have a finalist with us tonight, actually.
We do.
Ooh.
We do have a finalist.
I just realized that
tonight.
too.
Yeah.
We got to ask him about his BPSO experience.
Definitely
his Pope-off.
But before we get to him and talk about the BPSO and the whole experience, by the way, shout out to everyone who came out to the BPSO.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone who sponsored the BPSO. I should have a list of everything, but I'm not even going to begin to list all the names.
You already know who you are.
You already know who you are. I'm going to, episode 40, I'm going to bring all those names up. But,
we'll do that.
I don't want to start naming them because I don't want to miss one.
Yeah.
But shout out to everyone who came out to that. Shout out to all the sponsors, everyone who came out for the booths, everyone who drove in from out of town, and people who came from out of the country.
I didn't know a lot of people were going to show up the day before at the premiere where we did the podcast, whatever. There was people kept coming in. I'm like, oh, you're here. I didn't know that was going to be like that this year.
People, like, I had 2 guys from Ireland with me.
Yeah.
Shout out Ricky. Shout out Dano.
They left. I just realized that. They're not anymore. Yeah.
It was cool. Like, a bunch of people came from out of town. I like when people come far for events.
Yeah. Well, it switches it up because it's not the same crowd, over and over again, especially when you have it in the same, like, area,
Yeah. It makes the event more rich. So it's good.
Yeah. Very cool. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. So we have
definitely
a WTF of the week this week.
As we do every week.
Most weeks. Yeah. I guess that's the last one we did. It wasn't.
Yeah. Well, that's a different.
It was a special episode. Yeah. But this WTF comes to us from Damon Franklin.
We also got to find out what he called it. He said Kong 360. I saw on the thing.
He called it that?
I saw on the post it said Kong 360.
I think that makes sense. Boom.
I like that.
That's really sick.
I like creative names.
Yeah. People don't really do that on boxes, too. That's more of like a hop over a ledge type of deal.
No, I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Like right at the end.
That's what I'm saying.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Not in the middle.
I like that one. Yeah. Shout out Damon Franklin.
I
had to cut down the editing a little bit on that one. For the WTF.
On the Instagram.
Yeah. On the Instagram
that was too much to use for WTF of the week.
Yeah.
WTF of the week are usually straightforward.
So I had to re-edit that one.
Totally.
But that was awesome. Thank you for Damon Franklin for posting the sick clip, I guess.
For sure.
Fuck it. Do we have anything else that we have to... No?
I don't think so.
Let's get right into it. Our guest comes to us from Montana, but I guess currently the Bay Area.
By way of SF. He's been in SF for a long time.
Yeah, I like the way you put that. Right. By way of SF.
Yeah.
Super Shredder from
Everyone
the Bay.
Give it up to
Cameron Talbot. Welcome. And we're still doing good on the live stream. Yes.
All right. Still going
I don't want to jinx it, but we're going good so far.
Awesome. Welcome, Cameron. It's a real treat to have you on the show.
To like the edge of the table so it's not so hard for you. There we go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, you sounding good right now.
Yeah, real treat to have you on the show, man.
Thanks for coming by, Cameron.
Definitely. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
So how was we were just talking about the BPSO Pope off. Was this your first year going to it?
Yeah, it was my first time.
What were your thoughts on it?
Dude, good vibes, man.
Yeah.
I'm not like.
Is that your first New York comp?
That's my first New York comp. Yeah, yeah. It was fun. It was good vibes. I'm not like contests always kind of made me feel a little. I don't know. Like I'm not always a huge contest person, but man, that was fun. I felt like
that's funny you say that
like
because it seems like you perform good at contests.
Yeah,
sometimes like if I could like tap into that little zone and it feels good, like
you got to feel it out.
Yeah, you know, there's like a certain pressure in contests, and it's like you go there and just like everyone kind of knows each other.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's more of a homie vibe at stuff like this, though. It's not like not like going to like a feast or something like that. I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It was really cool.
And you made it to the finals. So for someone who doesn't skate contests, you'd skate pretty damn well. Did you place? I don't remember.
Yeah, I got third place.
That's right. Yeah.
You called him out?
No, I mean like I knew he was a finalist, but I don't know if he like actually placed.
Yeah.
But third place, yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool seeing you go there too because you could tell you never skated the park. You skated different stuff than people normally skate throughout the years. Like you did that cool little hip transfer thing.
Yeah.
I think you might have been the one that opened up that like grinding from the bank to the ledge to the other steep bank.
Yeah, that was fun, man. Yeah, I don't know. I guess just I like skating transition and kind of feeling out the flow of skate parks. And actually Ariel showed me this little line he liked to do, and it was like you kind of like jumped on that little box and then you kind of went into that pocket and carved around, and then it just seemed like it put you there perfectly. So
you were the first one to grind the thing. I wanted to ask you because I thought about this too. Like I personally don't like when people do this. Like you did the first one, do like the hip to like grind to jump in, and then other people started doing it after you. Mm-hmm. Did that bother you at all?
No, man.
It kind of bothers me when I see people do that.
Like
it's like, oh, that's my trick. It's kind of like my idea. And I mean, but it's good too because you ended up doing other stuff. I don't know if you were gonna do it anyway, but you ended up like switching up and whatever. So maybe it just pushes you more too. Yeah,
in a way. Like actually, Mark Wojda. Yeah, I was kind of like feeding off his energy.
Yeah,
you know?
You guys were going like back to back on that.
Yeah, thing. It was super cool. It was like a really cool moment. Mm-hmm. Earlier in the finals heat, I just gapped it and I zero spinned it. Yeah, and I kind of left it alone. Then I was like, I'm gonna kind of get back into it. Oh dang,
you zero spin that?
I zero spinned it in the very beginning.
Like you fakeey. What is it called?
I guess it would be like
not a zero spin,
like a 90 almost. Yeah,
forward to like fakeey that.
To fakeey, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Sick.
And then I just kind of revisited it and then just backsided it and then kind of opened up that section and Mark got in there and it was fun, man. It was like, kind of feed off that energy and just enjoy. It was like a session, Yeah,
that's how it should be.
Yeah, I overheard Montre is like, it's just like a big session with the homies and like that's such a good attitude to have, Like
it's also like in contests, like there's like that thin line between being like over anxious and like being in the zone.
Yeah,
because you could be like too, and you could be too like overzealous, and then like sometimes no, that's how I am. Like I feel like I'm waiting to do tricks.
Yeah, that's how I remember. That's how like bitter cold and shit used to be.
And then sometimes it's just like you get into that like really good flow because of like the mix of the adrenaline, the anxiety, the nervousness. And
it actually becomes fun at a certain point. It used to only be tension. You gotta get past that. It used to only be tension and like pressure, but now it's just like there is a fun point to it.
Yeah, and I think part of the fun too is just like I don't really put any expectations on myself, but just kind of like go out. Like my goal is to break a sweat and have fun, and then kind of whatever happens just happens. And obviously in contests, everyone's like pushing it at a high level, so you just kind of naturally just get juice,
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a blast, man. Yeah. Huge shout out to everybody that made that happen. Really, really sick.
Congrats on third, man. That's cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I was like, it's kind of intimidating coming out to New York. Right. You guys definitely have like a vibe, and just like growing up and following New York skating. It's like you guys.
Is this your first time skating in New York?
I
don't remember ever seeing you in New York.
I came here last winter with my girlfriend Bianca. She's from the Bronx, and we went to that skate park. I went there with Pablo. We just skated for like 40 minutes. It was really cold. But other than that, no, not really. I've been out here a bunch to visit my oldest brother who lived in Brooklyn for a long time. I skated Chelsea Piers. I had a skate park ID at Chelsea Piers, actually. I still have that thing.
Wait, the old Chelsea?
It was a wooden one, yeah.
Oh, shit. So you've been coming to New York since like back then.
And I saw Rawlson Rivera there.
No way.
And I was like, whoa, like New York, dude, this is crazy.
At that time, it doesn't get much more New York than that, running into Rollinston at a skate park.
I was like, starstruck.
I never ran into Rollinston, and I'm fucking from here.
Crazy,
So you found like a diamond in the rough kind of thing.
Yeah, man, I was hyped at the time. I was living in Montana, so it was like come from the Northern Rockies. I was like, dude, this shit's crazy.
I was about to say, if you don't mind, because we're getting in this conversation, it's really cool. We're catching up on everything, but like to back it up, like to like the beginning of your story, like some people know of you being from SF, some people know of you being from Montana. I heard that like you were bouncing back and forth, or so like where did you start skating? Like where are you from? How did you get into that? Because like for me, my perspective looking at you being from Montana skating is like something that I don't know. It's I wouldn't imagine it's like easy to get into rollerblading being from there.
It was
growing up in the woods in like a log cabin.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's like that.
That's how we picture it. That's how New York.
That's funny. I mean, I know the homies in the Bay would always, be like, it's a place to tie up your horses at school and shit. Well, I guess I was born in San Francisco. When I was about 5 years old, my mom moved up to Missoula, Montana, which is western Montana, Northern Rockies. But a lot of my family stayed in the Bay Area, so I've just kind of been bouncing back and forth my whole life. But I got into skating in Montana, actually. Like a lot of people, I played hockey in Montana. People are big on hockey. Yeah, close to Canada, everyone's big on it. And a skate park opened at the YMCA, and I had some blades that I played street hockey with, and I brought those and skateboard, and I also mountain biked a bunch. I mean, in Montana, you just kind of
just like when you're a kid and you're just like trying everything. You're just like, you got blades, you got wheels, give it here.
Yeah, and I remember watching. There was actually a lot of bladers there. There was quite the scene. James Johnson. Do you guys remember him?
Yeah, was he up in Montana?
Yeah, he was going to school in Montana at the time when I started.
Like between Alaska and Arizona.
Between Alaska, exactly before Arizona.
Shit. James the homie.
Before Revolution. He was going to school in Montana, and it was a big scene. Bailey, he was down in Boise, so he would come up for ASAs, and there was, there's a big, influence of skating going on.
Dang, I didn't know they had ASAs in Missoula.
Yeah,
that's so random.
Actually, there was a diversity tour. In 1998, diversity tour.
Yeah.
And Ariel Saroon was on that. And Frankie Morales, Chris Edwards.
That was the one in VG13 or something like that.
It was even before that.
I think the one you're talking about, though.
Mm-hmm. It was 98. I had a poster.
Okay.
I still have the poster. And Frankie signed it. Ariel signed it.
It's Chris Edwards on
Chris
that?
Edwards. Yeah, dude. Chris Edwards. I remember I was so tripped out when I saw Chris Edwards. I was like, dude, his legs are like trees. He's such a gnarly dude. Yeah. He was like going so high and like... but yeah, I mean, there was definitely a lot of rollerblading happening in Montana, believe it or not. And I went to the skate park and I had rollerblades and skateboard, and a lot of skateboarders would go up and do like rock and rolls, and the rollerbladers like airing out and doing 360. I was like, that shit cool.
That's it. Yeah.
So you skateboarded first, or you just dabbled with both?
I just kind of dabbled with both. I was actually really into biking. Like mountain biking is real big in Montana, so I did a lot of that because the guys at school did that. But we did everything, snowboards, ski, cross country ski,
just everything outdoors, kind of.
It was it was like just.
Did you hunt?
My family.
Did you fish?
Nah, I never really got into fishing. But hunting was a big part of like growing up. My dad filled the freezer with deer. That was a big part of, essentially our survival.
It's better to get it that way than get it
at a store where it's like...
Yeah. I mean, you think it was like a deer tag back then. It was probably like $10-15 or like an elk tag. My dad would get a deer and an elk every year and fill the freezer. And that would tie us over from, I think hunting season was in November. And we, if we were lucky enough, we'd get an elk and it would push us through the winter. It was my younger brother, my mom, and my dad, or the guy who raised me, who I consider my dad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So did you learn how to like cut it up and everything like that?
Yeah, I learned.
Did you get busy with Tyler Nolan, dude?
I do Tyler. Yeah, dude, I know Tyler Nolan, man. He's a great guy. He came up to Montana. That guy flipping over rocks. So I remember I was walking a trail with him. He kept flipping over these rocks and shit, and I'm just like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm looking for rattlesnakes.
Why would you look for rattlesnakes? Why are you looking for
I mean, this guy, he's funny, man. I dropped him off one time going up to this spot, the Rattlesnake Wilderness, random name, but he was going to go back there. He had a gun and like a sack of potatoes and some lemons and a tarp, and he's like, I'm going to do it. And I'm like, have you really like checked it out, man? It's like grizzly country up there. And he's like, what? And he's like, well, I'll just find some water and roll with it. And I remember dropping him off of this trailhead. I mean, like 10 days later, he hit me up. He's like, hey, man, I'm back in town. Like, wandered his way back down off the mountain.
10 days is...
Yeah, man, he used to come to Missoula and just like sleep on the river, pick up odd jobs, And then, you know, he would just find random spots to sleep on the river. There's the Clark Fork River that goes through Missoula. And, yeah, he would catch fish. And I remember he would always eat, like, fish and potatoes, dude.
What?
He's such a monster, that guy.
Dude, he really is. Like, his Instagram, like, I see.
You know what year it is? It's like, like people don't live like that anymore.
Nah, yeah. Dude, it's funny because, like, I see his Instagram, and it's, like, Silence of the Lambs. He has, like, a deer, like, spread out like this. And it's all cut open.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and he's like, dude, you got to come and learn how to hunt. And I'm actually pretty...
See, now I'm just picturing The Revenant because we were just talking about the movie.
Yeah.
Now I'm just picturing that, like hiking up the river and shit.
I hear that's your favorite movie.
Oh, man. Yeah, Bianca would say that. I mean, I dig it. It's got a lot of Montana history in there. Jim Bridger is like a famous mountain man in Montana. So
famous mountain man.
Yeah, if you grew up in Montana, you know who Jim Bridger is. But, yeah, I mean, it was a cool movie. I dug it. You know, and I always like kind of those, like, older Western type movies. I don't know what it is. I think more so now that I'm living in San Francisco, I always see those movies. I'm
you appreciate
miss that mountain man stuff.
I do. You know, I miss the simplicity. I miss, you know, it's a whole different world up there compared to the Bay Area.
For sure.
Yeah, those are pretty different extremes.
Yeah, you know, and I've known them both like my whole life. But Montana definitely, you know, that's where I went to high school. That's where a lot of my roots are. My mom's still there. So
you see yourself staying in the Bay though?
For now, yeah, you know, I'm very fortunate to have a really, I have a lot of family there still, a really core group of homies, the whole JSF crew.
Yeah,
Shout out
JSF.
You know, it's such a really awesome people to be around, and for skating and what it is to me in my life, like. Yeah,
you guys are on top of it over there.
We
always skating, always killing it.
It's just full circle, man. Everyone just, you know, we're all pushing each other. You know, it's just such a good vibe, and everyone's just, we just love it, you know. And Garcia is kind of like, he's like the Prez, you know. I know a lot of people say Julio, but like in the Bay Area, Eric Garcia.
ESG is like the Voltron, like the head, and you guys form like Voltron. That's what.
100%.
We'll get Wu-Tang on you for a second. ESG is like the head,
dude. He's the man. He's he sets the tone.
He's really been, even when we were in like not you, but when I was in like Oakland with like the Shredder Wise guys,
you were there.
He was even there, like always come through, always skating, always shooting.
Yeah,
always like being at
He's
part
so
of like,
involved.
I think it was like the Tuesday night skates back in the day. I think it was Tuesday nights. But or like First Fridays, like it was the beginning back then, and I see you guys have evolved so far on the First Fridays, and like everyone being a part of it. Like, you know, you got such good energy. You got ESG. You got, you know, Be Free skating every day and doing his school.
Yeah.
And you got like you guys all being a part of that, and then like the contest, like the Filthy Fiesta and all that.
Filthy Fiesta, that's a good one, man. I'm so hyped to work with Eric on that. You know, for a long time I was wanting to bring a contest back to San Francisco, and who better than to seek advice and team up with than Garce, you know? Like he's totally. I mean, he's so seasoned in like every aspect of skating, you know? And in contests, he's been in them, he's judged them, he's hosted them, he's done it all. So, you know, I gravitated toward him, obviously, and the rest is kind of, it is what it is.
The Bay's always been like one of my favorite places for skating, and same thing, like the people too. Just everyone over there is awesome. I haven't been there in a long time, unfortunately, but from when I used to go there pretty often back in the day, you know, I was always like, I think that was probably like my, except for like New York, my other favorite place to be skating, you know?
Yeah, a lot of history and blading there. You know, every day, you know, I work as a bike messenger in San Francisco. Every day I'm looking at stuff that Pat Lennon did.
Spots.
It's finding spots too, but and then just like the history, you know, like seeing stuff that Pat and like BJ and Brian did.
BJ, damn.
Yeah, BJ's been skating a lot.
I saw BJ out lately.
Dude,
what's he doing now? He's skating again?
Yeah, dude, he's been skating. I mean, you know, he's
who dragged him out?
He's always been kind of like, you know, he's always been
shadows,
at it. But I think it was the first Filthy Fiesta we did. He showed up, and you know, it's like BJ.
He just showed up out of nowhere, like no one knew he was coming.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea he was coming. And then we just connected, and it was like, dude, like, you gotta come skate more. Yeah, like you're the man.
You're
you know, and I looked up to him a lot. You know, the way he looked at skating, like, was awesome. You know, like he would skate anything. He just kind of showed me what was possible on
skating, for real.
Man skating. Yeah, and he's still throwing down, dude. Like he comes out and skates. I just sessioned with him the weekend before I came out here.
Oh, nice.
And so he's been coming out a lot more. He's just south of the city, down like Redwood City area.
Yep.
But dude, he's like down. He just comes, shows up at my house. Where do you want to go? Stay in the city? You want to go to Oakland?
It's so sick. Like, it's like, especially like that you created the Filthy Fiesta. He showed up at the first one.
Yeah.
It's like, let that be a lesson to everyone watching. Like, you know, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, straight up.
If you make something,
people come out of the woodworks.
People want to come for it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's.
I love that when you go to contests, you see random people show up.
Yeah.
The night of Julio's podcast, Jackalone came out, and I was like, I wasn't expecting you to come out.
Yeah.
Well, then Julio too. I mean, with Garcia, like, you know, he's been the one that's really gotten a lot. You know, I think sometimes people even think that he created. I mean, we both created it in a sense, but I came to him initially with the idea of like, yo, let's get a contest. Let's do a contest. And I wanted to do something fun, something different, because like the standard format of contest isn't necessarily for everybody. You know, like I wanted to do something that would have just as many laughs as cheers, and something that
make it fun.
Yeah, something that everyone could participate in, and you know, like we do random ass shit. I mean, long jumps, obviously the premier event.
That's
the main event. Right
that one's kind of got a good reputation, and claimed a few butt cheeks.
It looks dangerous.
Gumby.
I've seen
claimed a few butt cheeks.
Yeah. Who talked about it on the show where they talked about they clipped the
that was Keen was telling
us.
Oh,
dude, Keen was low key.
He clipped
mad.
like the launch ramp. Yo, that's crazy.
Well, the first one was like so bad, like we like duct taped this little, I remember.
Couldn't get a proper launch ramp.
Well, he showed up and he had his car, and I was like, "Did you bring the ramp?" He's like, "Yeah, I got it in the trunk." I was like, "Oh shit!" And I think him and B-Free like founded it somewhere in Oakland the day of. And then like Kranz got in there, and Frank.
This is like us at the BPSO. It's all blading. Okay, so good. Yeah.
And that's another thing I learned from Garcia is like, dude, just set a date and a time. People show up. We'll make it work.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what?
That's it.
He makes it work. And like I was saying before, like he's the guy that really puts a lot of the hype. He's the man on the mic. And just who he is, I think brings a lot of it out. And
totally.
we bounce around ideas, and it's definitely our contest. I wouldn't say.
I didn't know you were so heavily involved in it. As much as Eric was.
Yeah, it was like just like something, and we wanted to do kind of like a grass. Like he passes out meatloafs and stuff.
I know that's what I'm saying. He passes out meatloafs.
Yeah, like we want. It's like not
that's
even
probably
really
rough on the vegans, maybe, but
is he gonna get a vegan?
He wraps
especially in the
bacon.
Especially in the bay too. Yeah, he wraps it.
Dude, he wraps.
Keeps it triple O. Yeah, he's not. Yeah,
but yeah, we wanted. It's like it's not even really like a contest. It's like
it's just a session.
It's like a session. It's a party. It's a fiesta. Yeah. And naturally. Like even when you're skating, just sessioning Wednesday night skate, Friday night skate, whatever, you're hitting the quarter pipe or you kind of unlock that spot that like no one's really hit, and all of a sudden y'all are going at it, and it's like it's not like you're competing, but you're definitely kind of like pushing each other and then stepping up, and it's kind of like that similar
feeding
vibe.
off each other's energy.
Totally, yeah. And that's like with the Filthy Fiesta, like we try to like long jumps always going to be a thing, and then we do 2 other jumps or 2 other contests, and we usually mix it up. Last time we had like a race.
Well, was that the line that I was
sick,
like watching? They had like a high jump part of it, and then you had like loop around and come back.
And jump rope.
Yeah, jump rope. Yeah, you had a jump rope.
And then you had to go through the people, and we want to get everyone involved. Like we want to get the crowd involved. So like they would come around, and the crowd would throw like Nerf balls at them.
Yeah.
But as the contest went along, the more drinking, the more smoking, like people kind of forgot what was going on. But
and now everyone's just hanging out.
Everyone's just, and that's the point. It's just a big fiesta. And we also welcome people. If you show up and you cooked your own meatloaf or your apple pie or whatever, you want to be like, yo, best backside wins.
Apple pie.
This kombucha that I've created. I've been hoarding in my closet for 2 months. Like whatever. Like just come on, come all.
Yeah, it's like a barbecue with skating and like fun, and like there's events and things like that. It's funny. It's funny because I've been bouncing this idea around for a while, because like the best part of an event are those moments. So it's like cool to like find those moments. I was always like saying for a while we should do like a 2-day event. One of them just like a real contest, and the other one like potato sack races and 3-legged races and like straight up softball and things like that.
Frisbee.
Like all the dudes, or like not dudes, like all people just like hanging out and being like But so I think that's a good way to incorporate like a contest setting, but like with some like fun, and that makes it inclusive for everyone and makes it like super fun.
Yeah,
it's a good idea.
It can be kind of like like I was saying earlier, like even me in like contests, I'm like, shit, man.
Yeah,
like,
why so serious kind of thing?
Like everyone's there, I'm like, shit, but like it's fun to have a fun time and
totally
get sketched by Garcia or the homie Dave. I think normally we have our buddy Dave do the motorcycle, but his motorcycle had some issues, so.
Yeah,
if
you keep on doing that on a motorcycle,
you get cruising. And Garcia, the motorcycle stopped working for a minute, and Garcia's like, fuck it, The president stepped up, showing why he's the president.
What did he do? He drove his car?
He got his car up there on 3rd and Army,
Oh, damn. I didn't know that.
He was zipping that thing, and then screech. Like you can hear in the like when he would hit the brakes, you know, you could hear the tires like screeching, hitting the brakes.
Yeah.
And
that's sick. It adds to the clip a bit.
Yeah, dude. Gumby, man. All those guys. I think, B-Free's the undefeated champ in long jump so far.
Is he?
Is he like the undefeated by a lot, or is it?
I think him and Jimmy and Mike, Jimmy Coburn and Gumby were at it. Gumby would have won. But dude,
he had two cheeks.
If he had two cheeks to get him through it, but I mean, I think he jumped that thing with like raspberry butt cheeks like 3 times.
Oh, damn!
And it was just like
so he was landing it, but just not able to like hold it. He kept washing it out.
Yeah, if you don't land it, the jump doesn't count.
How fast is everyone going? Do we know how fast people go?
Oh, I want to say like
30.
I know he had the speed gun. 40.
I think about 40 miles an hour. We had the speed gun for the first one to do the fastest grind.
Yeah,
I think the fastest grind was like 26.
That's nuts.
Brendan Tids.
26.
Yeah, I think
when I'm ripping on my bike, it's like 21, 22. Like I'm like, oh damn.
I did 30 on my bike once. I was like, ugh.
like downhill.
Yeah, that was downhill. Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was contest is fun.
Wow.
Everyone comes out, has a great time.
Yeah, I haven't been like fiending to go to like a contest in so long, like how like Bitter Coals used to be back in the day. Like now Winter Clash, I guess, but when Filthy Fiesta came around, I was like, I have to go to one of these. I have to. Yeah. And that's why I was talking about trying to get to the one I don't know, maybe I'll still go, who knows.
You guys have had 3, right?
We're gonna do this will be the third one. We're trying to do 2 a year, one in the spring, one in the fall.
Sick. That's a good idea.
I think we're gonna try and like the next one will probably be in April, because like a whole bunch of us in the whole like crew have like birthdays in April, like an insane amount of us.
Cool. It'll be a big birthday party.
So it's kind of like a big birthday party week with the Fiesta at the end, and just yeah. But this next one should be fun. Me and BJ and I got some ideas. We're gonna add. to
BJ too.
Yeah, BJ's gonna help out with this one.
All of a sudden, he's involved.
He's a good one.
Yeah, dude. He's got.
I know he did a lot of shit for the Invitational.
He was telling me about that. Yeah.
Yep.
He told me about his involvement with that,
and we actually, it's funny, like, we actually were doing a show. Like it was like many podcasts, and we were talking about doing a show. And we filmed a few episodes with BJ.
You and BJ?
He had at a studio. And it was actually called Beers with Bill.
Oh, yeah. You told me about that.
And we had on Eric Bailey.
Oh, shit.
We had on
Where are these
Matty
at?
Schrock.
Where are these at?
I think they were aired, but we like filmed.
They're not like up anywhere?
No, they're
somewhere.
BJ has them somewhere. They're somewhere where no one saw them.
He's working on something right now.
He's always
he's
working
got a little
on
something in the mix right now that I think
BJ?
We'll see some. Yeah, BJ.
He doesn't know how to be involved.
Mike Jimenez.
He doesn't know how to be involved in skating and not work on something like
that.
Yeah.
He's a good person to have, though.
Yeah.
So what's he doing for this?
He's got some stuff in mind.
Are you willing to?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much he wants me to let out, but him and dude Mike Jimenez, they're working on some stuff. Kind of be like, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a show. It'll have like commercials and like little features and parts, like he kind of wants to create like a little show. Sick. Like a skating
like
show.
A live show happening.
I'm not sure if he's gonna do it live or pre-record it, but I probably pre-record, I would imagine.
Oh, you mean he's gonna be like an edit kind of thing out of it, but make it like official looking?
Yeah, like a 30 like a 30-minute show or 20-minute show.
That'd
but
be real
like
sick.
Something with like
like
people,
a pilot.
Yeah, like people who want to get involved. Like you can have a commercial, like like back in the day when skate videos actually had like commercials.
Yeah, ads in them.
It goes back to if you make it, they will come.
Yeah.
Like that's how you do it. You just tackle it. That's
awesome. So he's got some stuff in the works. I'm really excited to see what he's got going on. And BJ's in blading big time. He's been blading. He's gonna help out with the next Fiesta, which we're doing at Third and Army again.
I was about to say, when's the date on that?
October 12th.
October 12th.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone's got enough time to book tickets.
Mark the calendar. Yeah.
Come on down. Flying to SFO or Oakland. You can fly into Oakland. I don't know if people know that Oakland's really close. But
I mean, when I was looking up tickets, it was stupid cheap from New York, like $250 round trip.
Yeah, that's
so
great.
like I'm sure, and that's like the furthest part.
That's from, as far as you can go.
Yeah, so it has to be, if you're anywhere else in the country, it has to be way cheaper than that to fly there.
Yeah. So come out.
That's
definitely
sick. Awesome.
Win a loaf.
What else is going on in the Bay? Anything else?
Yeah, man, we're working on our Taylor's wrapping up his video.
Hit It Wet.
Hit It Wet. That's gonna be. It's been.
Is it Hit It Wet or Hit It Wet?
Wet. It's man, hit it wet.
Hit it wet.
But yeah,
whipped cream.
He's been working on that. I think he's just got a few things to finish up, but for the most part, it's done. And
that's cool that a Jersey boy just showed up there and just started like making a video, and now like everyone's in on
Those
it.
Guys
you guys are all together now.
He's in it, man. Taylor's like so hyped to just like he's hyped on skating, obviously, and then to film and It's just such a great group of people in the Bay Area. Like I was saying, there's so much talent, and like you just got the camera, and then you got San Francisco and Oakland to add to the crew.
You got to get Vinny to come out to a Filthy Fiesta.
Right, dude. I would love that, man. I would love to see Vinny make it out. Damn. I know he's a busy dude, but Vinny, man, make it out the next one, October 12th.
That would be super sick.
Yeah. maybe if you guys did it next year on a Tuesday, he'd be able to make it out.
Maybe. No, he's like, nah, Tuesday's family day, though. And you are, congratulations, you're on the new Roller Warehouse cover.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, no,
congrats
that's
on
rad.
that. That's cool. How's that feel?
Shout out Gil.
Super cool. Yeah, shout out Gil.
Roller Warehouse.
David Hurt, Sean Keen. I'm hyped.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All those guys. Keen and Hurt work there, and
Oh,
Gil runs it. And dude, I was hyped to be part of that. Obviously being in the Bay Area, Roller Warehouse out of Sacramento to have the cover. It's a 25-year anniversary.
Yeah, that's a cool one too. 25 years, damn,
25 years, man. So awesome. Really, really hyped to be a part of that.
That's sick, and the full photo too is sick. Like because I know it's like just a half photo, like you airing out of the thing, and you just like pump back and forth on that.
No, so it's like actually there's like if you look, I think it might show it on the cover, but the bottom there's a lip. Yeah. So there's a space between the two curved things. Okay. So you got to come in at an angle and then come back out at an angle. You can't just go straight
that other
down.
part is just like part of the aesthetic of the photo. That
exactly.
Gotcha.
I wish you could go back and forth. That'd be sick.
I didn't notice that.
That'd be sick.
But unfortunately, you just you just got to cut it at an angle and make it work. It's also a big bust. They're ready to
you run in there.
You can tell. Like I've seen. I think Keen got a clip there too, right?
Dude, Keen fucking
gap
to the street.
Yeah, you can tell like that spot's like a skated how you and him skated, like run at it quick and
gotta do it. Get it done. Get out of there. But I remember when that thing went up, man. I saw it being, they had it all fenced off, and I was like, Garce, dude, we gotta get a photo on this thing, because I just thought it was a matter of time. I mean, San Francisco's like, it's like the home of Thrasher, so I was like, there's only a matter of time before some skateboarders get in there, and it's just done.
Yeah, dude. Actually, what's that like? Because being from New York, I found that we didn't have as much hostility growing up, like amongst skateboarders and rollerbladers. Like it just wasn't where the home of it's from. But then when I went over to like places like San Diego, places like SF, and you find it's like really hostile. You guys have a big group of skaters. Like, do you ever still find that's happening, or do you think it's changing a bit?
That's a good question. Well, there's stuff like B-Free's doing. I don't know if you guys seen him working with the Braille House.
Yeah.
That collaboration.
For sure.
And also collaborating on First Fridays, skateboarding, biking, even scootering, just kind of bringing everyone together, just having respect and love for movement. But then there's also, like San Francisco is a little more hostile in a sense of, hardcore.
Certain places.
Yeah.
Is it like LA or just not as bad?
It's, dude,
I know LA is like probably
it's territorial, it feels like a little
bit.
Certain skate parks.
Oh, dude, like Potrero Skate Park is a big one.
Yeah.
I personally haven't had any issues. I mean, I have had a few things happen, but like, actually, what I'm talking about, Lower Bob's in Oakland. We were there a month or two ago, and actually almost got into it with somebody. I'm like a pretty non-confrontational guy.
I was gonna say you used to make a pretty calm dude,
and I was about to like lose it on this dude just because it just. I don't know. Usually I just let that shit go over my head. Like I don't even give him the benefit of a reaction. But it just got to me. And Lower Bob's, for people that don't know, is a DIY in Oakland. It's really, really well done.
Under the highway, right?
No, it's out in this like at the end of this like field where people kind of like camp and live in. It's kind of a random little part of Oakland. People living out of trailers and cars, and at the end they have this spot that. Dude, they did an amazing job. It's a really awesome skate park. Really, really well done. Obviously, all done by skateboarders.
Yeah.
And some,
it's a fully DIY place.
Fully DIY. Totally did it on their own. It's amazing. But I know B-Free's just over going there because a lot of those guys, they're just not hyped on blading. And that's kind of the issue I had was some guy, we were there skating and there was a group of us and our group happened to be bigger than their group. And so they kind of weren't really saying anything. But I could hear him saying stuff. And it's just like I was leaving and this dude went out to his car and like I just confronted him. I was just, usually I keep quiet, but I was like, man, like, no, like you annoying the fucking shit out of me, and like I'm gonna come at you and like call you out because like it's whack. Like and the thing is, at that particular park, like I've been there before and I've helped out. I've loaded several truckloads of debris to put, and that's another thing too. That does like there's also another one on Treasure Island, a DIY. And
I think I know that one. It's been there for a while, the one with the banks around it. Or is
yeah. Okay, so that it's near that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that area is gone now, and they built this other really cool one. But it's just funny because you're willing to put in time and energy into helping them, right?
Right.
But because you don't skateboard, it's just like they're not having it.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened at Lower Boz. We kind of got into this argument about like, rollerbladers didn't help. And it's like, it's not like y'all are like hitting up rollerblade pages like, yo, we're building a DIY in Oakland, like come on out everybody. It's like you guys stay pretty like in your own group. And I get it or whatever, but it's like you can't just like create an awesome mural on a wall and ask certain people to wear a fucking blindfold as they walk by it. You know, you create something awesome like that, people are gonna want to come and pay their respect to it. And sometimes they don't always see it the same way you do. Sometimes they have rollerblades or a bike or whatever, and it's like that mentality is like so whack.
Well, there's a bit of entitlement behind it because you've built something on a space that's not your property, and then you're acting like it's yours.
Like, how do you own this?
But it's like that's the thing with the skateboarding mentality. It's like I mean, I wouldn't say like generally, but just like that particular aspect of it from that area is like, oh, it belongs to us. We created this. We made that. But it's like, we
don't really own it.
We all share culture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? Like we are all influenced by one another. Like if we could like skateboarding couldn't act like they weren't influenced by rollerbladers in the early times or even in the, other times when there was like things evolving like bigger gaps, rail to rails, that it was always like
I think more recently now than ever almost in a way because they're going big now.
I think so too. Well, I think so too.
Yeah. So, I don't know for sure, but I'm just saying because they're going like bigger now, and I feel like we've always been doing that for years and years and years.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and then, like you said, like we draw inspiration from everywhere. I draw inspiration from surfing.
Totally.
From snowboarding, other skateboarders, bikers, like mountain biking, it all like it's a movement.
Yeah.
And if you're moving your body and pushing yourself to these limits and putting a good, part of your heart into something, it's like when other people are doing that, you gotta have some respect for that. You gotta have some love for that. It's like, and to put it down is just
bad vibes, man.
It's bad vibes.
Yeah, that's why certain like skate parks you try to avoid, but
it ruins your own session if you're like pissed off at these people for being in the park that you're in. Like, just don't be pissed and you won't have a bad time. Like, I'm not going to go there. There's always bladers there. Like, that's just your mentality on it. If you just have an open mind about it, you're going to enjoy every time you go there.
I thought it'd be rougher at that skate park by Zeitgeist over there.
Oh, Soma.
Because that looks like
that one. I know some people that have had some issues there. That place is just kind of crazy in general. Just the area, you know how it is over there. Totally. It's very kind of crackheady, and pretty gnarly, and like
drugs, needles.
Yeah, you gotta watch your shit. Totally. Like it's like that was one thing I gotta give it to you guys. New York, you guys are cleaner than San Francisco.
Really?
Like, I feel like I haven't been everywhere.
Did you have your eyes open at the skate park on Saturday?
We spent like a few hours cleaning it beforehand, but
Soma Park compared, like if I sit down at Soma, I'm just instantly covered in some shit. Yeah. But also just
also the location like right under the highway too, so it's SF is
is it particularly dirty?
There's a certain like California has a smog issue, number one. Number two, there's like a lot of like homeless campouts versus New York.
I think it's just more homeless people. That's what it is.
Yeah, because we have seasons that don't really encourage people to like post up for years in one spot.
True.
Like, and we like the cold weather puts people in the subways here, so they have to kind of migrate a little bit. But SF, LA, San Diego, they like set up for years. That's their kind of home, And
a lot of weird stuff goes on in San Francisco. We got a lot of mental illness and addiction in the streets. It's kind of crazy. It really sucks.
Yeah.
And I don't see that here like I do there.
Yeah.
And in crazy ways, I've seen things that these people do, and like like it sucks to go to the skate park and there's like shit stuff and piss everywhere. But Soma, I haven't really had any issues there. It does get heavy with skateboarders, but
are there some cool guys?
Yeah, there's cool guys. Like I feel like if you just go out, like I've always just gone out and done my thing. You know, like if you're gonna say some shit, like I don't care, because I'm like not here to impress you. I'm here for me. I'm here to like enjoy what I love to do. So like, you know, I'm sure we can all relate, like going to a skate park and having people, that feeling, you know, skateboarders looking at you and, oh, rollerbladers here, and kind of like almost like poking fun at you, you know, like, and I mentioned that to the guy at Lower Bob. I was like, put yourself in my shoes for just a minute. Like, imagine going to like the place you like to go and like, you know,
your escape, your getaway,
your getaway, your outlet, and you have people like putting you down for how you choose to move around in this place.
Yeah.
Like, that is the worst, man. Like, just think about it from that side for once.
Humans are very tribal.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to we like to be, you know, accepted in groups and things like that. But that's why I can understand Be Free sentiment, because if I go somewhere, even if the stuff is really cool to skate, if the vibe is bad, it's like I'd rather just skate a freaking curb sometimes.
Yeah, you don't want to go there at all.
That's how he is. Yeah, he doesn't want anything to do with.
But it's also
guys.
like you don't want to be discouraged. It's like one of those catch-22s, because you don't want to be discouraged from skating something that you want to skate. But it's also like the vibes sometimes aren't worth it.
Yeah, and Be Free, he's definitely, you know, he's all about good vibes.
He's a vibe guy.
And if it's a bad vibe, like he's just not feeling it, and that's why I love that dude. And sometimes I'm like, man, that snake run, dude, like, I don't give a fuck. Let him holler. I'm going to hit it at least like a couple times.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're just
sometimes
when you're just so good, you can't deny anybody anyway. Like, if you're just show up on your blaze and you're just fucking the park up, like, you got to be like, oh, shit, he's actually nice.
Yeah, I think that's true as well.
I think that's kind of what scooters were happening, too, because everyone's like, oh, these scooter kids, whatever. And then they started getting good, and kids started, like, actually doing, like, crazy shit on them. And you're like, oh, you kind of got to respect that.
No, you got absolutely. That's the thing, like we touched about on previous episodes, like, people who hate on scooters, it's really ignorant to me. But like, too, like, no matter what it is that you do, you could find respect or appreciation in all things, and that's like the key.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go too much on that.
We could go deep down that road.
We can go deep down that road. I wanted to ask you a couple things before we broke into questions.
Yeah.
One of them was about you being on Rollerblade.
Okay.
And like your relationship with that sponsor, with Tom, and all these things. The other is just about, you know, your philosophy, outlook, and things you wanted to talk about on skating that we may not be remembering to bring up, or question that you think are important issues on the show. But first, let's talk about, you know, your relationship with Rollerblade.
Rollerblade, okay. I skate pro for Rollerblade. Sean and I, in the U.S.
The new skates look good, by the way. The green and black leather.
Thank you. Yeah.
Do you like them in comparison to the solos? Or
I was nervous.
Sean was like,
Sean, man, me and him. Man, I know Sean has been very hesitant to transition into the new jacks. I was too. You know, you get the solos are such a unique skate. You know, like the way they're set up. It's once you skate those for as long as Sean did,
open up the door to so many different avenues.
I mean, you can see it in Sean skating too.
Yeah.
And then like when I started getting on them, I was like, oh, okay, I see like how you can mess around, do a little bit of this and that. But when I finally, actually last winter, I pulled my groin. And that actually put me out for the whole winter. Oh, damn. And while I was sitting around, I put together new jacks, and I was like, when I can skate again, I'm just going to skate these, and just that'll be that. And because I remember when they were getting rid of the solos, Tom sent us a bunch of solos and was like, you know, ride them as long as you got them, but we're moving on. And it took me a while. I skated a 9, and it was just too big and spacey, and I downsized to an 8 and toe cut them, and now they fit perfect. And I actually think I do like them more than the solos. They're really sick, really responsive, really solid. One thing about the solos I didn't like was how big that sole was. I mean, I fell a couple times, and I really like to skate transition. And if I got carbon,
just like washing out, you mean?
Dude, yeah, I washed out a couple times. And the new jacks are just, I really like them. Real solid,
way tighter,
smooth. Yeah, tighter. I like the buckle as opposed to the Velcro buckle on top. Which I would always, on my solos, I would take the cuff off and put buckles on rather than the strap. So
yeah, I could see the solos being more like able to like explore grinding and set slides, and like you said, like those ones being tighter, like maybe applying more to your skating of like the transition. Yeah, they're just, I feel a little more connected to them. So yeah, I really like the new jacks.
So you're happy with the direction that Rollerblade's going then, I guess?
Yeah, and I hope, we're working on some other stuff. Tom's got some other stuff in the works.
Oh, cool.
More things we can't talk about.
Some Rollerblade's got some stuff going on. I'm not going to say too much. I don't want to overspeak Papa
spot.
Tom here.
All right.
But yeah, we got some stuff going on.
Very cool.
And I think people will be excited about it. And just, be patient and try some New Jacks. They're really sick. I'm not just saying that because, but I really do dig them.
Is that the only skate they make now? There's the New Jacks?
They have the New Jacks, and then they have like kind of more entry level skate, the Swindlers.
Swindlers?
Yeah, they're like
not
like
the Swindlers though.
No, it's like they're called the Swindlers, but not the Swindlers. No,
Why
not those.
I
think it's like the new revamped version of the Swindler. It's like it's like kind of like the Swindler, but
it's like when Rollerblade brought the Lightning back. Like when the Lightning back had like the cloth on it.
Kind of like
that was Lightning.
Yeah. So it's like it's more of a beginner skate. I think it's pretty cheap too, like cost efficient. And New Jacks are too. I think they're fairly inexpensive as well.
Swindlers.
Well, you were crushing it this weekend on it, man.
Making
them look good.
Yeah, I was having fun. Yeah, it's like I said, it's good energy. It was just it was easy to have fun with all those people for sure.
Sick.
But Rollerblade, it's been good. Yeah, Tom, it's had its ups and downs since I started 5 or 6 years ago. I left Valo to be part of Rollerblade. Yeah, Tom reached out to me.
Was that a tough choice to do? Tough decision to make?
Oh, man. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, it was... at first, Tom reached out to me. Some edit came out online, and Tom just reached out and was like, love your skating. If you ever want to try some skates, just let me know. And I was like flattered, Tom Heiser.
He just randomly reached out to you?
Randomly reached out, yeah. And I was living in Montana at the time. And I was flattered, Tom Heiser. I was like, shit.
Totally.
Dude, like, really hyped. And then I had talked to Sean a bit too on tour, like Northwest Shred Tour. And then I started talking to Sean a bit more. And I was talking to Heiser a bit more, like maybe a year after Heiser had initially hit me up. And I was riding for Valo with John. Who, I'm grateful for all the help that John gave,
Mm-hmm.
But for me, there was just, I think with what Tom had going on with Rollerblade, I felt like there was more room to grow, not only as a skater, but as just an individual, because, a lot of who we are is like based on skating and where it's taken us and what we've done with it and the mistakes and all the things we've learned through skating can be applied to life. And Tom just Rollerblade, it's a company, they've been around a long time.
Yeah.
It's not as like grassroots as like them
first,
which
yeah,
which I got mad love and respect for John and what he's doing.
Totally.
He's on his own journey and nothing but love and respect for him. And with Valo too, Valo, he was doing his thing, but for me, I wanted to feel more involved with the company that was choosing to support me. And in a sense that I wanted, I loved it when John would hit me up and be like, yo, a couple clips from Maneuver Monday, just little things like that make you feel more involved with whoever's choosing to support you.
Yeah.
It's more than just getting skates or products.
It's like feeling a part of.
Feeling like you're a part of something.
Helping the growth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Part of projects and part of all these different things.
Totally.
And I just, at the time, and this, I'm just speaking for myself personally, I just felt like I wasn't really involved in stuff like that with Valo, and also just knowing kind of even like little things like in my flow, in my am, in my pro, what can I do to get here, to do that, and with Rollerblade, I just felt like there was more opportunity for myself to grow as just like.
Did he hit you up like he wanted you to be like pro, or he just like see what happens?
Yeah, so when I remember, I think I was. We had a series of conversations, and I talked to Sean, and I told Sean, I was like, dude, I'm down, and I just need to I'm going to part ways with Valo. And I told Tom I was, down as well, but before I committed, because with Rollerblade, you sign a contract and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Valo's like very much like,
it's just like, what up?
Your homies, your fam.
And a shot of whiskey.
Yeah, dude. And that's, I love that too. But out of respect for John and all that he had done for me and providing the tools I needed to go out and skate every day, I felt like I needed to tell him before I fully committed over to Rollerblade.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it was really funny, actually, man. Like I was up north doing some farm work. I was up on the mountain.
Okay.
And there was no service up
Willets
there.
around.
Yeah, actually, no, really, man. Yeah, I was just north of Willits, Laytonville.
Doing some hard work.
At a buddy's place. And I was up on the farm doing some work. And there's no service up there.
Yeah, no.
Dude, every day for like maybe 10 days, I go down the mountain to this little cutty spot, and I get on the phone, and I try to call John. Because from working on the farm, I was going to make my way south to go see some family in San Francisco and then go to Blade Cup. But I wanted to be skating rollerblade when I got to Blade Cup. So I was trying to connect with John. John was in Germany, and I kept hitting him up. And he's like, what's going on? He would respond, on like text.
But you weren't about to leave a message. You weren't.
Yeah, he was like, what's going on? Everything. I'm like, yeah, everything's cool. I just want to talk to you. And I didn't want to really say it. I would have loved to tell him in person, right. Just out of respect for the man and who he is and what he's done for the industry and what he did for me. But I didn't want to tell him over text. I would go down that damn mountain like every day for like 10 days, about over a week. Wow. And finally,
John's a hard guy to get in touch with.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like not so much anymore. There was a time though. I remember me too.
It was tough. Yeah, and I got him finally.
Busy man.
And busy dude. Yeah. And I just kind of told him where I stood and like what was going on and why I was making the decision I was making. And it's hard like telling your childhood idol that you don't want to be part of his skate team anymore, but it was just like felt like something I needed to do for myself in order to grow. And I know John would have loved to offer more, but at the time it just we all know how the industry is, right? And on a financial aspect, is spectrum. It's like
there's only so much you could do.
There's only so much you do, and you want to take care of the people that are on top of your company and representing it at the highest level,
right?
And and I understood where he was coming from in a sense of not being able to fully do more.
But to play devil's advocate, I don't mean to cut you off. No, yeah. But to play devil's advocate, I think that the more companies having guys that are top level only adds value to what it is that we do. Like, for example, if it was just one company with all the best dudes, then it's like, that's cool, but it doesn't really give other options to people who may be like, not able to connect with that company or not be able to access that. But all these things like, oh, I like rollerblades. Oh, there's Cam. There's Sean Keen. So it's like having like all the top guys kind of spread out on different things, I really think adds value to the options in the culture. And so I think it's important too, as much as we all respect John. I don't think anyone that's been involved in skating for as long as we have, like, doesn't respect him, but like that,
of course,
that like addition to the culture is a good thing ultimately. I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. But yeah, man, it was tough. I think actually, you know what?
I bet it's tough still.
I think and John maybe quote me on this, but I swear he said.
Are you sure?
He said,
"Are you sure?"
He's like, I appreciate it, and I know that took some balls to like call him up. And dude, I was nervous, man. I was like, I'm sweating because I'm walking down this damn mountain every day.
Yeah, now it's hot.
But dude, like I was sweating it.
Totally.
And it felt so good to tell him.
Of course. And you did it properly too. It's not like.
Yeah, I actually sent him a package. I said, hey, for all the packages that you sent me, here's one for you. And I sent him kind of like a Montana care package of just a bunch of random like Montana stuff. I think I threw an antler in there.
That's sick.
Because you're walking in the hills with your dogs in the fall. The deer and the elk, they shed their antlers.
Little salmon flapping around. Salmon, you put it in like a freaking piece of paper.
Yeah.
Cut that up when you're ready. Stick it on ice.
Yeah.
That would be the first ever resignation package sent back to the company that you resigned from. Like that's crazy to hear that.
Yeah, man. I mean, and that's just my mom. My mom mostly raised me, and she always was like, you gotta respect people that help you. You know, it's kind of like
be stand up of a person.
Yeah, be stand up, be real, be real. Like don't just you gotta face everything. Reality, even when it's
you gotta respect that.
You gotta face the music.
You gotta respect
even if you don't
that.
like what you're hearing.
And that's the sick thing about like John. Like even though I'm sure it was hard for you to say so, like you're a stand up guy and he's a stand up guy, so he would never want to make you feel bad for doing that, even if you knew it was hard, even if it was sad to lose you. Like like a real person, no matter who you are, like respects honesty and being forthright. So
yeah, and I think he's like, oh, Tom got another one because Keen.
Because Keen too.
Because Keen, but Keen was on Rollerblade for a long time. But ultimately that's kind of how it all started. And then I got down to Blade Cup and I met up with those guys and. Man, I just hit it off with Tom and Tom's been rad. He's obviously focus has shifted to kind of more big wheel stuff in recent years because you know, they're a company and they got to do what sells,
survival,
and they have all these different avenues of skating that they cater to. So,
but that door seems like it's also open to you guys, as we were talking to Sean.
Oh, totally, man. Yeah. We just did a project in San Francisco that's coming out.
That
Torres. Yeah, dude, that was so
as far
fun,
as you want to go.
He's hyped on it. Like,
he's
hyped on it, and you know, like.
Torres.
He has nothing to do with Rollerblade except for obviously making it, but he's like, "Yo, this project is sick. I can't wait till it comes out." And
dude,
he's great, Torres. Man.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Everything he makes is awesome too,
work,
dude. And he held it down. He had Poison Oak while he was in San Francisco.
Did he?
Yeah, it was the first night he got, because he was in California a couple days before he came and stayed with me, and then everyone showed up, Keen and Nick Swan, and we went walking around Golden Gate Park because I live across Golden Gate Park, and the next day he's like,
"Ooh, la-di-da."
He's like,
yeah, I know, right? I was thinking,
I'm just kidding.
And so, and Torres was like, "Yo, is there Poison Oak in Golden Gate Park?" I was like, "No, man." And he's just like, "I think I got something." And I was like, "Oh," I'm like, "That shit takes like 3 days to catch up to you. What were you doing 3 days ago?" "Oh, I was hiking around on Big Sur, rolling around in the bushes." And I'm like,
"Yeah, takes 3 days to get
that makes sense."
Yeah. So I think I was with him too the other day at 181st Street, and he was like, "No, it's like Poison Oak right there." And I'm like, "I don't think so. I mean, I've never seen Poison Oak."
Now he's Poison Oak paranoid.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. Now it all makes sense. And
everything's Poison Oak to him.
An hour later, I'm like, "No, I don't got nothing. I'm good." But you said it takes 3 days to catch up to you.
It takes 3 days to see the signs for it to like set in. So
that's a bitch.
He had Poison Oak, and then and you know, he went and got the ointment. And I remember Bianca's like gets home from work that night and goes in the bathroom to get the shower going, and she comes right out. Who's got Poison Oak? You know, like who's spreading it around the house?
Get him out of the house. Bianca's from the city. She doesn't know what Poison Oak is, just like the rest of us. Like, what? Poison Oak?
Yeah.
The heck is that? It's when you go to Jersey, we get out of here.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Rollerblade definitely they offer a lot of fun stuff to get into. And Tom, I'm here because of Tom and Rollerblade. You know, like hit him up and was like, you know, I really want to go to Bashi, and
that's awesome.
You know.
Well, shout out Rollerblade, man, and shout out Tom.
They're still doing good things. And Tom's also been in the game since forever.
Dude, he knows his stuff. Yeah.
And he cares. He's a really good guy.
He's a real one, Tom. Yeah,
at least you're like switching over for other company riders, like companies who have, you know, respectable people running the joint, you know?
Yeah. About what it is that we do, the culture.
He does. Yeah, he really does. And I think sometimes he gets a little, you know, frustrated with how some things go, and he wish he could see more time and energy going to the aggressive side of things, but it's, you know, unfortunately.
But Rollerblade was a rec company originally, anyway. If you want to dig in like that, you know.
Yeah, but when a lot of us think of like, you know, the core Rollerblade days when it was like, you know, that core gnarly team when they were killing it, when the TRSs were out and everyone was rocking the flaps open with sweatpants.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you know,
everything evolves.
Yeah, and everything evolves, and I'm really proud of like what Sean and I and Tom and. Like even Danny Aldridge doing his thing over in Europe.
Shout out Danny Aldridge.
And Nicholas Swan and just the way everyone's been involved. Like, I feel like it's, you know, we've had our rough patches. And Ariel, you know, he's been part of the whole thing forever. But it's finally coming to a point where I'm really proud to be part of Rollerblade and what they're doing. And I'm really looking forward to the future and to see, you know, some things that Tom comes up with. I think they're going to give him a little more free reign to like do his thing, you know, because he created the K2s.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see though. Yeah,
so, I know this is a bit of foreshadowing. This is very exciting. We're looking forward to see some of that.
You know, I was talking to we were hanging out the other day, and I think Miguel brought up we were talking about like different skates and different like molds or whatever, and he mentioned how like back in the day, Rossi's and Rollerblade used the same boot mold essentially, and like wondering how that worked out, and then like. Rossi brought back the M12, which is the same as like a lightning boot, you know, and like Rollerblade never really did something like that, or like Rollerblade should do something like a simple kind of
like
thing,
bring back the Dirk or something.
Dirk would be fucking amazing too, but like he was talking about like lightning, but I guess the Solo was kind of like that, just with like a sole plate, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think the Solo. I mean, the first one they had was like the Trooper, the white one, or I shouldn't say the first one, but kind of one of the older ones before the all black one, but.
It'd be cool to see some sort of lightning, you know, like revamping, you know, something like that. How everyone rides the M12s now, and that's like a skate from the 90s.
Totally. Yeah, I would love to see like the Dirk was
like imagine like a
second.
Imagine skate. Like a chocolate that's out or something like that. Yeah.
I think that's what they kind of try to do because there was a Trooper, right? The Rollerblade Trooper. That's kind of what they try to do with the Solo Trooper.
I don't know what that. I heard the name. I don't remember.
The Trooper was the
white version of the.
White chocolate. I thought you meant like there was a new one. Yeah.
But the white Solo, I believe, was called the Trooper.
Oh, cool.
So it was like kind of
they've
but it was different.
No, they've always done that like reminiscent thing. Like when they brought back the TRS, it was the
that's true. Yeah, and they have the Swindler now, I guess.
Yeah, we have the Swindler, which looks a lot different, but
but that's cool. Like the maintaining the tradition.
A Dirk would be sick though. I actually rode Dirk's. I rode Swindlers, the original Swindlers, like a few weeks ago at our buddy Gene's house. Did
they have a star in the frame?
The star, the star bolts.
That's a true Swindler.
Yeah, it's a Swindler. So he has like a collection of like old ass skates. Yeah, and we skated a box at his house. I'm like, I'm not gonna skate my skates. I'm gonna select from this collection right here, you know.
Yeah,
so I picked up the Dirk, and it was like 2 sizes too big.
Were they heavy?
You still rocked it.
They weren't. Yeah, I still rocked it, and it was amazing. And I like had so much fun on him. I could just royale all day in those things, you know.
Sick.
And it had like the star bolts. I wish it was aluminum, like a metal coping, so I could hear the. It was PVC though, so it was a little sounded like
They have a long history of skates that have been like around forever, like iconic skates. Yeah, so that's awesome, man. I'm stoked for you that you're like killing it on Rollerblade. Proud of like being on the team, like moving forward with everyone. We're gonna open it up for questions in a second. Before we do, I'm gonna hold back. I just want to say we've switched this segment that we used to do in the beginning of the episode to this part.
We call it a segment
now it's a segment where we for questions. But if you don't already, please follow us on all of our social media platforms. Also follow Cameron Talbot on Instagram. Follow Rollerblade. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification bell. When you hit the notification bell, it gives you a little ding every time we
it's another thing that people, every time we say like we're going live, like today we have to post it, we're going live with Cameron Talbot later on. People are like, what time? We don't know what time. That's why you have to hit the bell. We came here, we we had some pizza, we chilled out, we talked a little bit. That way, we keep it loose.
It's got to be loose.
Yeah, we keep it loose. So just hit the bell and stop asking us what time we go.
And also the interactions mean a lot. If you could share it, comment, anything like the iTunes, if give us a 5-star rating, give us a comment. All these interactions really matter. They help really boost up our videos, and they help get Rollerblading back up to the top.
Boom, to
where
the top.
Where it should be is what I think and what we all think.
I want to talk about a couple of super chats that we got coming in.
Okay.
So Sergio Ybarra, $2. Sergio is a constant donator.
Sergio, thank you very much.
Chris Brown, $10. I had a great time seeing you guys at the Pope-Off.
Great seeing you at the Bashi Pope-Off.
Yeah, and then...
Skate off.
And then homie shut down the podcast right here. Samuel Huck. I hope I said your name right. He said, Jump Street, let's go, $100.
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah. That's awesome.
Someone sparked the pizzas tonight.
That's what I'm saying. If you follow us on Instagram, which you should follow us on Instagram, the story we had we had a bunch of pies tonight for all the homies coming through.
Go check on the stories. We got 3 pies tonight because we have a couple other people here tonight. We're not going to say who. But we have a bunch of people here tonight.
We're not going to say who.
We're not gonna, but so it's really cool that we have the thank you very much for that.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
That's awesome.
And if you guys have any questions, let us know. I mean, you guys get first digs at this.
Yeah, we're gonna open up for questions, but quick, a thing I forgot to ask you before we start every show. I normally ask people if there's anything they do want to talk about, if there's anything that they don't want to talk about that's off limits. I haven't asked you that. But you
can't ask him when he doesn't want to.
I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to you about what you don't want to talk about, obviously. But I do want to know if there's anything, a philosophy, an ideal, a good energy that you want to impart on this show whilst you have the platform to bladers, or if you just want to say have fun, do whatever.
Yeah, man. I mean, I just have fun, man. It's rollerblading. I think we all kind of take care of each other. It's just like big full circle of motivation and inspiration and love through this thing that is skating, and it's a sacred thing,
Where do you get your inspiration from?
Oh, I mean, obviously, like a lot of the homies in the Bay Area. It's an amazing, right? The homies. JSF, those guys are amazing. Such a rad group of people.
For sure.
Really good skaters, and my family, my girlfriend Bianca. I kind of just everywhere, man. Surfing, walking my dog. Like I just try to keep my head. There's a lot of crazy shit going on, Skating helps me keep sane. And
it's the pause button, I feel, for me.
Yeah, it's the pause. That Beefree always says that, man. Sometimes we working a trick, he's always like, just press pause, man. Just press pause. And it's so true. And so
shout out Beefree, man. We need to get him on this show.
I know. I was so pissed. I'm like, yo, when you leave, he's like, Sunday. I'm like,
yeah, man.
You got to come out to the Bay one day.
Yeah. But I don't know. Just have fun with it. Just do you. Don't worry about what other people think or skateboarders, what, you know, putting you down, whatever. It's like rollerblading, and there's no wrong way to do it. You just put on rollerblades and you're doing it, and just have fun with it, and just, you know, it's a big, amazing community full of love. So just, you know, embrace it for what it is. Yeah. Spread it, and that's all I
Spread
really
the love.
Gotta say. Spread the love, man. It's all love.
I love the positive vibes in this episode.
I'm with that.
I love the positive vibes in this episode. Mr. Self-Destroy asks, Cam, do you ever worry that RB will follow K2 and simply cut ties with the aggressive inline skate scene completely? Do you have a favorite Bay Area skater of all time? There's 2 questions.
Okay. You know, I think as long as Tom's part of things, I don't foresee that happening. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, you know.
Mm-hmm. Hasn't happened yet.
Yo, just buy some New Jacks, guys.
Solid problem right there.
Yeah. And Tom's been part of things for a long time, and you know, at this point in time, I don't foresee anything like that happening.
Mm-hmm. That's good to hear.
And what was the
favorite Bay Area skater of all time? All times in caps.
Favorite Bay Area skater of all time. Whoa, that's
a heavy one.
That's a heavy one. Dang, dude, this is a tough one. I mean, in a way, Eric Garcia, just because of who he is, still to this day, and what he's done, and just as a whole, you know. But growing up, I think like B. Smith.
Ooh,
you know, suave, like
yeah,
smooth,
nice.
man. You know, just like B. Smith was one that I
especially you
too.
As a transition guy.
Yeah, man. I mean, watching
fakey both ways on bowls.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I didn't even
both
get
shoulders.
that till like years later. I was like, oh, that's what he's doing.
There's a lot of the way that guy moves. That's just like I don't think people fully grasp it,
right?
Because he makes it look
effortless.
He's
probably one of the most fluid skaters ever to put skates on.
Yeah, totally. But you know, everybody, you know, back in the day, like, you know,
well, it can't be everybody.
It can't be everybody, but yeah, just the Bay Area in general. Just
there's a lot of
it's so many to name, but
but of all time, like ESG, Brandon Smith.
Brandon Smith, Pat, man.
Pat. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's
BJ.
a good one.
BJ. Pat's a big one.
It never ends, this list.
There's so many people.
Yeah.
It's endless from the Bay.
No.
But Pat's a you know, every day I'm reminded of the things that he's done.
For
you know,
sure.
I see it every day.
Yeah, as a messenger,
spots,
right?
You know? Yeah, as a messenger cruising around the city, it's like every day I see some shit, and I'm like, God dang, dude, like, and the guy is
he
like,
had a point to prove for a long time.
Man, he was on a mission.
All that hate that he got from skateboarders, he was like, I'll show you.
Yeah, you know, then
it didn't work, and he gave up. He was like, I don't get it.
But yeah, probably those guys.
Yeah.
BJ too, you know, BJ
totally
fucking BJ's attitude.
You gotta love BJ as a person.
Yeah, BJ's his attitude and just who he is.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, even now, like he's such an inspiration. And it's funny because like the other day Garcia was like, you know, he's hyped, man. You guys get him hyped, but it's like he doesn't even realize how hyped he gets you guys. You know? And it's like such a, you know, symbiotic relationship. You know, man. Like, so it's so cool to have that aspect too. Like going still to this day, like guys who were in it when I was like first starting,
for sure.
And they're still, you know, we're still out there doing soul grinds and backsides together. You know, it's like still fun. So,
can I say, does John Abina, is that his name? For you, old school.
Abina?
No,
John Abina.
Was it John Abina?
John Abina.
Yeah. Okay. So
that was one of yours.
No, I'm saying like.
You're just dropping old names?
No. I was gonna say that I'm curious what he's up to, because as far as like Bay skater area dudes, like he like never really, I guess, really went anywhere really. But I always like saw him, and I always just liked the skating
I heard
a
he
lot.
dropped out a while ago, but
I don't know like anything about the guy. Don't know if he's like a good guy, bad guy. I don't know anything about him, but I just wanted to say.
I just want to say John Abina.
I'm just curious if you know anything. Maybe I don't know.
Personally don't, but you know, if you have another Bay Area skater on here soon, maybe ask them.
But no, I see like I see
they might know more than me, but I know who you're talking about. I remember VG.
Old
11
VGs.
Was it VG 11? California Dreamin'.
Yeah,
him and Armand Marchand.
Yeah,
remember him?
Yeah,
that kid had steez.
Hell
dude.
yeah, he was like 2 feet tall.
Yeah, he was so young too. Spiked gelled hair and some
What about
glasses,
that kid, Little Vinny?
Lil Vince.
Remember that psycho?
Vince Camarilla?
Vince, yeah.
Dude, Vince. Yeah, man, that's the homie. That's actually like kind of one of the oldest homies I have.
Still, he used to kill hammers.
Yeah,
like
he kind of got into some trouble, and he's currently like, dealing with the consequences of that trouble.
Right.
But I think when he's through sorting that out, you'll see him again because he loves skating.
Sick.
And he'll be around again for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, before we go through the discography of like players in San Francisco, I just want to say San Francisco like kind of reminds me of like New York, kind of reminds me of Puerto Rico and Australia. They have so many different generations that are still active
so much
and participant.
History, yeah.
And like that's the thing that adds like a really good scene. Like Sydney has it.
Exactly.
San Juan has it. San Francisco has it. Oakland, the Bay Area. So yeah, shout out to everyone who's like stuck around and who still like involves in their scene.
Hell yeah. This isn't a question, but Brian Fuller says, as a skateboarder of 20 plus years, the beef was truly whack. I'm 2 paychecks away from a pair of Aeons. See you on the street soon. That's pretty cool to hear.
Oh, damn. 20 plus year skateboarder?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, because hate gets old when you become an adult. It takes too much energy.
It's just a waste. It's just a waste of time.
You're like, damn, I got to work. I got to pay rent. I got to pay the bills. I can't hate on you, man. God, it's too much work. Like, I got to feed the dogs. Like,
yeah.
No time for nothing anymore.
Okay.
Seriously.
17 BKS. Question 1. One thing that average non-Montanan would be surprised to know about Montana. I'll stop with that one first.
The average non-Montanan would be surprised to know about
By the way,
Montana.
is it Montanan?
You'd
Montananian?
say Montanian.
Montanian.
Yeah. Would be surprised to know about?
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't have sales tax.
That's a plus.
You buy whatever you buy, and it is what it is.
Anyone who hit the lottery, just look for homes over there.
Yeah. We still have a lot of grizzly bears, a lot of wolves, a lot of creatures that the other lower 48 states do not have. Cows outnumber people.
Really?
I think we just hit 1 million.
Cows outnumber people.
I think we just might have hit 1 million statewide, and we're like the 4th largest state geographically.
Wait, people or cows?
Cows.
Both people. Yeah. I think cows have surpassed that by far. Yeah, cows are killing it.
Okay, but you guys have 1 million
cows.
people.
We have 1 million people in the state. We have 1 area code for the whole state.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. Damn, you got a lot of facts about Montana.
Now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, there's a lot of random things. Cool. You can...
It's funny, New York rats outnumber people.
Yeah?
His other question was, if you ever went up and skated in Sask/Alberta back in the day, what stuck out to you? Did you ever do that?
Yeah, I went up to oh gosh, now I'm drawing a blank. Wolseley. I know a lot of the guys up there. Calgary, Alberta area. My dad,
skating going on over
there? There was a lot of skating going on back then. My dad, the guy who like raised me, long story, but he's actually deported when I was 16, and
he's from Canada.
He's from Germany, and then he moved to Canada. So I would go up to Canada a lot to see him, and I remember there was a good crew up there. I remember Sean Unwin. You guys know Sean Unwin? I think he's still doing stuff with like wizard skating. I remember meeting him up there, and Danny Thepps.
Danny Peps.
A lot of the guys.
Sounds like a New Yorker.
Danny,
the pepperoni.
It's actually the guy. What was the contest they just had in Canada recently? There was some hype behind it. I can't remember.
Such a big country.
Yeah. Like which part?
I know.
Which part?
There was the Shredmonton crew?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys I remember skating with back in the day. Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
That's cool. You don't really hear that much about that area.
Yeah, and I remember going, and it was like 18 was the drinking age. I remember like turning like 18 there.
Yeah.
That's
like,
fun.
oh, and then turning one stage was like, I did this 3 years ago.
Yeah. That's how most of the world is, actually.
Yeah.
It's funny. We used to do the same thing when we went to like Montreal as like a kid. We were like 18, go there.
Yeah. I think Ontario was like 19 or something like that. And I think I remember like going to like Montreal first, and I went to Ontario, and I was like, damn, I need another year still. Like
even though we were from New York, we were drinking at 12. Damn. No.
Shout out Joey Scanella, $50.
Oh,
the homie Joey.
Nice.
Joey Scanella.
Joey, if you want to meet us at Ralph's after this on Bay Street, we're going to Ralph's after this.
Joe, we also have an extra couple slices. Come by after the show.
Hell
please.
yeah.
We're happy to see
the
you.
homie and we have somebody here who wants to see you. We can't blow up his spot because he doesn't want to come on the show. But I'm gonna blow it up anyway because he doesn't want to come on the show.
But you know what I think? I think, damn, it's been a great episode. We have
time for a few more.
We should do 2 or 3.
We have a lot of questions.
Do we have a lot? If we have a lot, keep
people want to know a lot about you.
Good. Keep it going.
Well, we talked about that one. Okay, hang on. Okay, talk amongst yourselves for a second. There's a lot here that I have to go through.
Okay, so New York. This is your first time in the competition, but you've been here before. Your girlfriend's from New York.
Yeah,
you know what? How did you meet your girlfriend if she's from New York?
I was walking down Haight Street. I was living on Haight Street. I was walking up to the market. I saw this good-looking lady, and we like locked eyes, and we passed, and I did the little turnaround, and she caught me doing the turnaround because she was doing the turnaround, and she actually reached her hand out and was like, "Hey, I'm Bianca."
That's because she's from New York.
And then she was. She went in, and that was it. And then I remember I was like, "I'm walking up to the market. You want to go to the market with me?" And she was like, "Yeah." And you know what? We hung out and we didn't exchange numbers. And then I remember I was like, at the time I had a car that I kept up with.
How can I see her again? I'm going on Instagram. I'm looking Bianca.
And it was funny. It was like we didn't exchange number or nothing. And then I told her on like Monday, it was like, I don't know, a couple days, like Monday, I'm going to go catch the 7 bus here on Haight and Divisadero. I'm going to go up because I would keep my car up at my grandma's place. She lived outside the city. Parking in the city sucks and getting broken into. So I go up there like once a month to check up on it. And I was like, meet me here on the corner of Haight and Divisadero between like 11 and 11:30. You want to come? You're more than welcome. And I think it was like 11:30. I was like,
old school.
I was waiting.
That's old school. That's some Missoula stuff, man. Meet me right here at 11. I'll see you at 11.
And she I didn't think she was gonna come.
Yeah.
11:30 rolled, and I was like, all right, I'm waiting for one more 7 bus. And then she came running up the hill, and that was that. So
she came running up the hill.
Yeah, it was. Well, Haight's up on a hill. San Francisco.
Yeah.
Sweating like crazy. Like yeah.
But that's very romantic.
That's
a romantic story. Not to take away from anyone who met on like Tinder, but that one's very romantic.
That's another extreme. Sam G wants to know craziest Zincraft story.
Oh man, dude, how are we allowed to talk about anything on here?
Anything you could think of that we are allowed to talk about?
Dude, I remember one time a craziest Zinc story. Shit, dude, there's a lot. There are a lot.
Okay, so hold on to that for now.
Okay.
We're going to do this one, and then we'll circle back to that one.
Okay,
after that.
Yeah.
All right. Skate Harder 2000 asks, given the lack of traditional urban spaces, which major cities host how the Missoula and Montana landscape informed, I don't think this is proper English, landscape informed the development of your skating style? Pretty much how did the landscape in Montana
transfer over to skating?
Yeah, develop your skating style.
Actually, it really helped.
That's actually a good question.
It is a good question.
Yeah. Believe it or not, it actually really helped skating San Francisco a lot.
I bet.
Because Missoula is in a valley, a lot of hills, a lot of really shitty. Like, we never had a perfect spot. It was like...
It sounds like one of those places.
Yeah, it was like, there's this perfect rail, and the landing's fucked, or like the runway's screwed, or like, there was always a catch.
Yeah.
And, skating San Francisco, it's like, you just gotta make it work.
You gotta not get kicked out.
Gotta not get kicked out, and that was, that's an adjustment, getting used to like security like that. But as far as like, I think the shitty conditions helped kind of like be able to skate like different things. And in San Francisco, there's a lot of different type of skating to be had.
Yeah,
and a lot of the spots are
tough.
They're tough. Tough. They have those horrible landings and tough run-ups or like things you got to work around, and definitely Montana helped me kind of figure that out. And hanging, Howie Bennett, I grew up with Howie Bennett there skating in Missoula, and me and him we would skate wooden fence. We would skate it didn't
wooden fence.
We didn't matter, like.
Did you ever skate a log? Be real.
Yes. I actually
just never wax up.
What do you want to skate today? The log or the wooden fence?
There was like these logs in a parking lot, kind of like. Of course, it's like this sounds so Montana, but like instead of a curb, instead of like a little curb stopper, like you pull in your parking spot, and there's like a little curb. Down. That'd be like a log in this one parking lot. They put
wax
logs.
The log.
Wax the log, like grinding.
That actually sounds a little fun.
It was cool. Yeah. So I have skated a log. So it definitely helped me.
Shout out Montana.
Kind of just like find, I've always been a fan of just not really skating like traditional spots,
stuff,
and I think that helped out a lot with that. Just kind of finding what I could, making it work. So
So when you go to a spot and it doesn't work, you're the guy to go make it happen.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Butter TV, $50. A few more beers to fill those mugs.
Oh,
we appreciate that, JP. But you just had a kid.
JP.
You need that $50.
Yeah.
For diapers.
Also, you just
congratulations
my mug,
on the kid.
You know, these guys drinking water.
Just filling my mug.
Dude, he stopped by San Francisco.
Well, I'll start buying Fiji water, y'all. Zincraft story or no?
Yeah, I got a quick one. All right, shit. One time we were in Missoula, Montana. We were partying in this place called South Hill, which is like, a hill. In Missoula's a valley.
Yeah.
And we were partying, getting on, and I don't know, like when Kellen would, Kellen Zincraft. So when Kellen would get to this one point, we would be like, the tree wizard is out. He had this like look, and it was like somebody, I think Howie was like, dude, you're like full on fucking tree wizard right now, So he was full rip tree wizard drunk. Right, and so like, that sounds crazy.
I love this.
No, sound very crazy.
I love this.
And Kellen was like,
I can relate to this.
There was like Kellen was like, somehow or another at times, like Kellen would end up like, he'd be drunk and his shirt would be off, and he would lose it. And
I think everyone knows a Kellen though to be.
Yeah,
hey, Kellen.
Dude, one time I remember he was living with J Bar downtown Missoula, Justin Bar. He lives in Denver now. He's another guy I grew up with.
Not to be confused with J Ba.
Not to be confused with J Bar.
Yeah.
No, this is J Bar. J Breeze.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair
And we go over to their spot. They were sharing this apartment. And Howie and I show up. We're like, where's Kellen? And it's like, he's not here. I haven't seen him. It's like, shit, it's like 1 o'clock. If he's usually not back by now, he's either blacked out somewhere or like in jail. You know? I'm like, damn, where is this guy? And all of a sudden, the door just blasts open, right? And he comes waltzing in, dude. Like in Montana, it's cold in the winter, but it's hot as shit in the summer. Mm-hmm. And he comes in, dude, no shirt, because clearly lost it the night before. Sunburnt as shit, like mad red, rock lobster, like comes in, just goes right through all of us, doesn't say a word, and goes straight into the back room, right? Slams the door. And we're like, shit, what happened with him? Apparently, he must have wandered off during the night up in the South Hills. There's you have neighbors, but it's not like in New York, San Francisco, where it's like real close.
Yeah.
You could kind of wander off, take a pee, and maybe
no one will find you for a day.
Yeah, or maybe stumble into a house that you thought you were in.
No way.
But you weren't in. And so what happened to Kellen was he wakes up in the morning in his basement and he thinks, it's all quiet. He's like, oh shit, standard me. I like passed out. Here I am. Everybody left. It's like, it's really quiet. Everyone's gone, So he's like, so first of all, he's like, I just like got up. I like went upstairs. And he goes upstairs and the stairs like lead right into a kitchen, right? And there's a woman in the kitchen. And Kellen just kind of looks at her. She looks at him. He's like, oh, hey, I was just, hanging out with everybody last night. I want to make my way home. Thanks for letting me stay. And she was just like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? It's just me and my husband here. Like, who are you? And he's like, at that minute, I was just like, oh, fuck. And he's made a mad scramble. Like, where's the door?
Also, probably everyone out there got a gun.
And so
I was saying, how do you not get shot right there?
Montana's definitely a place where it's like, they kind of shoot first and ask questions later, And so, and so he's like, man, I just look for a door, any door, And he found the door that goes outside. Well, it went into the backyard. And he goes, I got out the door and I was like, fuck, I'm in the backyard. He goes in the backyard. He's like, I looked around. And he's like, I realized, shit, I'm in the South Hill. And so he's like, I just knew I needed to go down. So he's like, I just ran through the backyard, jumped the fence, into another fence, couple more fences until I got to a road. And then I just started walking home. And he walked himself home from the South Hills to their apartment, which was, 5-6 miles, no shirt. Montana in the summer, it's every day is like high 90s.
Not a bit of shade.
This motherfucker was so miserable by the time he got home, but it was like classic Zinc move, you know. But that was one that I remember. Just the way he walked through the apartment, just like blasts open the door, sunburn as shit, goes and not talking to nobody. But then we heard about the story and it was like, yeah. But there's a lot of them. But that one,
that's pretty wild.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That was a good one to end it on. I like that one. I like that one. That's a good one to end it on.
Cool. Well.
Cameron.
Damn, it's been great having you on.
Yeah,
dude. It's been a very entertaining episode.
Definitely. Yeah, had a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on, you guys.
Awesome.
Thanks everybody for watching.
Do you want to say anything else? I've already asked you that, but do it again. Shout out, sponsors.
Rollerblade, Tom Heiser, Secure Thing, Kevin Little, True Apparel. Yeah, man. JSF, my boys.
JSF.
You know, Bay Area, family, friends, Bianca's from the Bronx.
New York City.
Hunts Point.
Yeah.
You guys. New York City, man, you've been great. I've had a lot of fun.
Yes.
Felt very welcome, very far from home.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, much love, you guys. Y'all good, dude. So, yeah. Thank you guys.
It's been awesome having you, man. It's been a really good episode.
Hell yeah. Hopefully we see you back in New York soon.
Definitely. Yep. I hope to be back.
And keep it up with the Filthy Fiesta, man. That's awesome stuff.
Oh, yeah. Come through October 12th.
October 12th.
Having a party. A rollerblade party.
You still got time.
I don't know. I'm going to try to make it. The more we talk about them, I'm like, damn, I want to go really bad now.
Thanks again, man.
Go, Cameron. Thanks for coming on. Thanks, everybody, for watching us. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good night, everyone. Peace.